I'm Dave Dinkel, and welcome. Today we're interviewing one of our exceptional mentor students, Tiffany Bonfiglio. Her husband is well known in the real estate industry as a broker, but Tiffany is not an agent. And I wanted to talk to her. She's been very, very successful in certain small niches. And what's unique about what she does is her profit margins are above average. We average about $15,000 to $18,000 on our wholesale deals. She averages probably a little over $30,000 on her deals. But let's start out from the beginning. What happened that got you into real estate investing?
What happened was basically we lost almost everything. I lost my construction business. We pretty much lost everything in the real estate business, all our properties, so we needed to start from scratch.
And this is because of a downturn in the mortgage meltdown and so on.
The mortgage industry, the real estate industry, the construction industry. So we basically had to start from the bottom. My husband decided he was going to take a few classes. At the time I was not interested. I had no interest in real estate. I didn't know anything. So he decided to take these classes, spent a lot of money on these, and pretty much we got nowhere except for some DVDs, and that was basically about it.
So you're talking about real estate investing. Even though he's been a realtor and a broker, he decided, I want to get in on the wholesale business, so I don't have to have money, and I can turn them quickly and things like that.
Correct.
So you guys, and you had a partner for a short time, did you not?
We had a partner for a short time, and they would attempt to do it from our home office, and I started to dabble in it. I wasn't understanding it, and I was getting frustrated. So my husband decided he asked me to go to one of the meetings, and I basically said, fine, I'll go. I was totally against it. So I sat down, I listened to what had to be said, and the next day he asked me, he goes, let's just go sit down with Dave and Nancy and see what they have to say. And again, I was totally against it. I did not want to do it. I didn't want to spend any more money on anything. I was done. But I agreed to it, and we sat down. I was sold on it. I started, I guess, pretty much that day. I had a jump start and started on what needed to be done, and ever since then, I can't say enough. I've just been doing exactly what was told to me and what was taught to me, and it has been working.
And it took about 2 or 3 months for you to get your first deal. Nancy's her accountability partner. Nancy happens to be on the other side of the camera. So I'm just saying, was it 90 days or 60 days before she got her first deal? Do you remember?
I thought the first one came in 30 days, and then it was...
Took a while to close?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one, if I'm not mistaken, came in while I was sitting in class, is when I got my first approval.
In the mentoring class?
In the mentoring class.
Okay.
Is when I actually sat down and I looked at my phone, I said, oh my. I was super excited. I'm not sure if that one closed, but that was my first deal.
Yeah, I think there's a big misconception about you got a deal. You don't got a deal unless the thing closes and you actually make a profit on it. The rest of the time you have signed contracts, but
Right.
you never know that they're going to go through. And we've had some great deals together. You had a double closing, so to speak, 2 different properties where you came in and your check, the gross check was $85,000, I think, profit-wise, 84, 85,000. But typically you're doing over $30,000 a deal, and one of the reasons I interview some of the very successful students is because I like students to achieve that goal of $100,000 a month income. And you certainly have been there because you've had closings all in 1 month. And all you have to do is be more consistent. You still have 2 small children. You still help your husband full-time in his office. So it's really sort of part-time for you.
It's definitely part-time. I sometimes will get that little itch to start throwing in contracts again like I am right now. I know for myself that within those contracts that I'm putting in that I'll get 1 signed back. If I put in 10, I know I'm going to get 1 back that's signed and executed. If I close it, that's a whole other story. I either offer too much or it's just not a deal at that time. There's other times when I just don't have the time, but you have to make the time.
Yeah, you've been exceptionally good at renegotiating before the closing and getting discounts. Even when it's said in the contract itself, you cannot renegotiate, we will cancel it. You've done that anyway, and it's worked for you very well.
Yes, That's definitely one of my stronger suits, is the renegotiating. I always know going in that most likely I can get a reduction. I know most people want to get rid of the property, so they want to they'll pretty much do something for you. I mean, not crazy, $30,000, $40,000 reduction, but they'll give me 5, 10, 15, depending on the situation.
And that's pure profit. I want to talk about 2 of your deals, one of which, predominantly what you've done is you've wholesaled. So you've had no money in the deals, and I've actually, I think, funded 1 or 2 of the transactional fundings or something for you. But let's talk about where you actually became a landlord for a while.
That's not fun. Becoming a landlord, especially, is where people want to take advantage of you. They see a girl walking in, number one, they try to do everything they can to pull one over on you. Basically, it was a multifamily. When I purchased it for a good amount, and we were trying to wholesale it. We had a buyer at that time, and at the last minute the buyer backed out, but we knew it was a good deal, so we ended up closing on it.
And holding it. It had a deed restriction, did it not?
It had a
short deed restriction.
I think it was a 30-day deed restriction, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was normally not a problem, but in this case, the tenants weren't paying, so to be able to resell it and get the most money out of it, we had to have paying tenants, which is not always the case. So you went in there with tenants who were essentially squatters,
right?
And you took control.
I did. I went in there basically the first day after we closed. I went in there, we introduced myself to everybody, basically told them that, I'm going to be the one collecting rent. If you need anything done, you're going to call me. And of course, right then and there, oh, I need this, I need that, I told everybody, I'm not doing anything until I have rent. So by the 15th rolled around, I gave everybody to the 15th, went there knocking on doors. I got 1 rent. That's it. Out of 6 units, I got 1 rent. Everybody else was like, well, I paid the previous owner. I need this fixed. I'm not paying. And it just went on and on with different stories. So basically what I told them is if you want something fixed, you need to pay me rent. We'll work something out. So after a couple of weeks of doing this, they finally understood, and I got the place fixed up. I have rent. There was only 1 person that wasn't paying rent. They were being evicted. Everything else was in tip-top shape, and we sold it for a very nice profit.
Do you remember what the profit was? It was 40 something, wasn't it?
It was. We bought it for $164, $165, and we sold it for $215.
Okay. All right. Now, you also became a rehabber.
I did.
And how did that go for you?
As you see the smile on my face, I do enjoy rehabbing.
You like the end product when it comes out?
I do. I bought my first property. It was in need of some major repair. It had a pool, and
was there any water in the pool when you got it?
There was no water in the pool. The pool was not in a functioning matter. There was dirt. It was bad. In the end result, we fixed it and sold it for a very nice profit again.
Super. What would you suggest to people? Every day I talk to people, and I probably get tired of hearing it from me, but as a person who's come from, I didn't want to do it, I don't want to do it, well, let me try it, and wow, it's been amazingly successful. What would you tell new people coming in? What is the key to your success?
Don't give up. If you give up, it's not going to work. If you are determined and you have that itch that you want to make money, and persistence, and you want to be successful, and you want to work for yourself and make your own hours, this works. It 100% works as long as you want it to work.
Okay. Any other comments?
Don't give up.
Thanks very much.
I'm trying to figure out how to say I got started, though.
Well, you made a decision to do it full time, pretty much.
I didn't make the decision until I met with you.
Oh, really?
I didn't want to do it. I wasn't interested.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it until I sat down with you guys. That was
You ought to
my
say
final
that.
decision.
You ought to say that. Is it rolling?
Yes.
I mean, I'm actually going to say I wasn't interested.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we're going to start over.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay. Go. Want me to go, or you want to go?
I'll go.
Okay, go.